Hi everyone, welcome to Blue Dragon Universe, and this is the Blue Dragon Actual YouTube channel. Apologies first because I am recording this video after a long time because I was not here. I was traveling because of Durga Puja and then Diwali and Bhai Dooj, so I was not here. I did not get the time actually, and also the place, my native place where I stay. I mean, it's still a village. There is not much of internet connectivity. There is, lot of load shedding, so that's why you will not get good opportunity to kind of record this sort of videos. Today I thought that let me just record a video by kind of recording myself, and let me also so that the people can know the man behind this the videos, right? Because it's a faceless channel. Usually that is what I do, and actually I'm looking for a few people who are willing to record YouTube videos. So especially if you are a female, then I think then that would be a good change in pace and voice. So if you are willing and interested, then please comment on this, at the in this channel, at the comment section, and then our team can reach out to you, right, for that. So we are planning to book a studio, and maybe, or whatever setup if you are comfortable, we can set up something at your home, and we can you can record videos weekly. That is what my plan is, but I mean it can change. It depends how the discussion evolves, but I'm looking for something. I think the higher you reach in your career, you have to delegate this. You cannot take everything on yourself, then you will not have a life at all. So I also am looking to delegate this, but obviously the quality of the content would not suffer, and that's why I need someone who has understanding of kind of life insurance and actual overall. So that is why it will be a process, and obviously it would be a kind of a paid process. Anyways, coming back to today's topic, and this topic has been kind of in my mind for a long time. As I mentioned, I was not here, not in Gurgaon, so I was not able to kind of record this. So this topic is related to the difference between the theoretical knowledge and the practical knowledge, as you have seen in the thumbnail, and just wanted to give you an example from my own life how theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge are different, and how practical knowledge always surpasses the theoretical knowledge. So this goes back to 2008-9, when I did completed my graduation, and then I was in a very confused state of mind. I did not know what to do. My family always has worked in government job. My brother is a civil service kind of officer. My sister-in-law is in the same domain but in a different field. My parents were always working as a government employees, so the expectation from me was also to join a government sector, but I did not want to do that. I wanted to join private sector. I wanted to, at that point of time, probably I did not know. I probably wanted money, because I've seen that financial difficulty in my family. So I wanted, maybe what is the thing that I can get a lot of money, right? And at that point of time, lot of money for me was probably 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs of salary, and that's it, right? And then after that, I was looking to get married because I was in a relationship. But how life changes everything, yeah, I mean nothing. I'm still single, so that plan definitely did not work out. Anyways, when I was writing the MBA exams, after that I thought that MBA is a good opportunity to move into private domain, and in private domain has all the jobs. So because of that, I started writing the MBA exam, the CAT and ZAT and MAT. So first time I never wrote MAT basically, but the bigger exams, the CAT, FMS, so all of this FRMI, I think, whatever that thing is called, I forgot the name, but I was scoring very bad percentile, and this coming from a good academic background. I had ranked in Calcutta University, St. Xavier's College, so I felt that what is wrong. And the first time I appeared for CAT exam, I scored only 67 percentile, right? So and on the background of that was I kind of topped the St. Xavier's College, from maths honors, right? So I was kind of puzzled what is happening and why it is happening. Then my parents told me, see, you're with this percentile, you cannot get a good college, which I also realized. So start preparing for government exam, and start having preparing for civil service, right? So then I realized that my brother also told me that I can help you in civil service because I have cracked those. So my sister-in-law, I think at that point of time my brother was, yeah, he was just recently married, so my sister-in-law also told me the same thing. But I was not interested, right? And when I started with civil service, I thought that it is a different syllabus from what cat he was kind of asking for. I was more interested in cracking cat. So I figure out that there is another exam which is also kind of semi-government government, and which also have similar exam, so that my method of preparation not very different, because otherwise I'll have to study history, geography and whatever, and along with that I have to also study for cat. That was kind of not possible for me, and it was just too hectic. I was also teaching people at that point of time, uh, honors, maths honor students, so that I can survive on my own. So it was like too much of an hectic life at that point of time. So I realized that let me write bank PO exam, and I started writing bank PO exam. There are four sections. Bank PO is bank professional officer, right? So for those who do not know, or clerical. So I never applied for any clerical. I just wanted to, once again, my thought process was how can I get more money. That when you are immature, that is how you behave. You think that somehow you get into something so that you can get money, but you realize later on that money is a function of so many other things, not of exam, which I keep on telling to the actual students, that you'll, if you clear papers, if you only talk about papers, then you are a paper actuary. A real experience is completely different. Now what happened at that point of time is, I appeared for my first peer exam. So there were, I think, 50 50 50 50 50 200 questions based on English, 50 question on maths, 50 question on reasoning, and 50 questions on the, I think, general awareness, right? I in the maths section, maths was obviously my strongest, because I graduated in maths. And when I came out of the exam, there were two females who were standing there. So I asked them, how was your exam? They said, yeah, it was okay. I remember that I could attempt only 28 or 29 questions in the math. And I was very happy with that. I thought, yeah, I am clearing this paper. 28 out of 50, around 60%. Yeah, I think that should be sufficient, right? So I asked them, how many questions you have appeared for in maths, and they told straight away 48. Someone said, I attempted 49, right? Someone said I attempted 50, and I was nowhere close to that attempt level. So I could only attempt 28. So I was surprised, like, how could I be turning into such a dumb person, right? I was just couple of months back, I was topping the university and the college exam, and the moment I get into competitive exam, uh, so I'm getting 67 percentile in cat. I'm not able to maybe compete with most of the people who are appearing for bank view. And I realized that something is missing. It's not knowledge, it's something else is missing. Same happened for the other bank view exam. And I realized that something once again is missing. People are just attempting way too much. And then when the result came out, I realized that, especially because I belong to general caste, right? So, and in India, general caste is the new minority, right? So I think most people in general caste will kind of echo the same feeling. So what happened is, I realized that something is missing. I have to kind of change something, and something is wrong in my approach, right? So when I decided that, when I kind of realized that, I started to find flaws in my approach, right? And then I realized, how can you appear or attempt even 48 questions? It's just impossible. How can you, it's just not possible with the approach that I'm following. Then I was thinking, then in what section can I uh, attempt 48 questions? So I was able to do that in English. To 40, leave 48, I could attempt the full paper. The reason is, everything is in my mind, right? Because I am reading a passage, or I am reading a sentence, and I am ticking whatever is right or wrong. Now English, especially the way English is questioned or kind of structured in cat, I don't like that at all. It's called logical English, and I don't like that. I don't think that thing is necessary for us to survive. I am even in this video, I am speaking to you in English, and probably I am speaking wrong English, right? But that is not required. That exactly proper English is not required for our communication. Nobody kind of speaks in proper English. So I believe that now that is not an excuse to speak improper English. You should write proper English as much as possible. But I think it's about communicating, right? And that much of English, I think everyone understand and knows. If you do not know that much of English, then obviously it's a problem. That if you struggle in speaking in English, then that's a problem. But if you are speaking fluent English, and if other person is able to understand what you are saying, I don't think that's an issue. But the competitive exams are something different. They will ask you some strange question, especially in CAT, not in bank PO though. So I realized that English is very easy for me to attempt. At least I don't know how much marks I am scoring, but to attempt it is easy for me. I can attempt 50 because it is all in my mind, right? I am not writing it down. Like in maths, I have the habit, because that is how you get marks. You explain each and every step, like a plus b whole square equal to a square plus 2b plus b square. So you write that in the formula, and then you go to the next step, and then you explain that step. So I was attempting that math questions in that manner. And while that would fetch me good marks in school exam, college exam, but that would not fetch me any mark in competitive exam, because in competitive exam they are just bothered about the answer. They are not bothered about the approach, right? So I might be very, and once again, that is a flaw of the competitive exam. Competitive exam should not be like that. But that's how it is, right? That's a filtering exam. It's not a selection exam. It's a elimination exam, right? So that is how people will kind of judge you, or people will filter you in that manner. So what I realized is I have to develop some process so that the calculation happens in my mind, and from there I started moving. So I have to remember the multiples or the decimals. Is there any method that I which we with which I can kind of remember? What are the things that I cannot remember? So I remember all the tables till 50, right? It was at my fingertips. Now all the reciprocals from 1 by 13, 1 by 12, 1 by 13, 1 by 34, right? 1 by 33. I remember those, so that it's easier for me to do those calculations. All the square root, all the cube root till 50, and I think I remembered it till 100, right? So in that way I was able to do some calculation very very quickly, approximately, right? And I could choose answer. So that kind of improved my attempt speed to 43, 44, 45. And I realized that if I continue with this approach, then sooner or later I'm going to clear the exam. Obviously I was also writing the CAT exam, so I finally I still remember the bank which I cleared, bank PO exam. So it was Bank of Baroda PO exam, and there were 250 candidates who would be selected in the general category. So I got a rank of 221. So I don't think I would be selected there, but at least I kind of change that thought process and change the approach, right? So this is where theoretical knowledge, like in theory you will be taught maths from the traditional method, right? And you have to kind of do something, explain something so that you get marks. But that would not work in a practical work, right? That is the best example of this, right? If you explain everything, you will be only able to do 28 or 29 the problems in maths, which is your strongest section. So in fact you are attempting more in English, which is your weakest section probably, which is for me it was my weaker section. And I was doing much less in maths as compared to English. So just whenever you go into practical work, it just changes, right? Everything is just more difficult, everything is just more intuitive, right? You have to develop that intuition so that you can cover up for that, right? So that's, I believe that is the best example by which you can kind of understand the difference between theoretical and the practical knowledge. And the cherry on the top was I was also able to clear CAT following the kind of a similar approach. I started attempting the question from the options that is given, not by following the approach. So that also helped me, right? Even in reasoning, that also helped me. And even today that also helped me. Having said that, If you are starting from that method, that is not good. You need to know the basics, you need to know the, the background of everything. But then different exams or different, practical thing have different requirements. You need to get and understand that, right? Sooner or later we probably will start some coaching in CAT and this bank provisionary exam as well. And I'll you know and I have to kind of practice those once again, and I have to kind of remember the tricks. But this is the mindset that you need. You have to calculate everything in your mind, right? You cannot write down. Very few things you can write down, but most of the things should be in your mind. You have to, like you are choosing the English options, you have to do the same for math, right? You have to do the calculation manually, and not manually, you have to do the calculation in your mind orally, right? And then select the answer. Only then you can attempt more than 40, which is extremely important for a general caste candidate to kind of clear the exam, right? So that is where I believe that you can understand the difference between the practical exam and the theoretical knowledge, right? And theoretical knowledge will not help you in the practical exams. Theoretical knowledge will give you the basis, but the practical thing would be far more different, far more difficult, right? And that holds everywhere. Only in financial certification like Actuary or CFA or FRM, these are just two different, because financial certification would only teach you the theory, but there will be an additional software that will be involved in an financial world, right? Actually, as like especially life insurance, you have Profit or Access or Moses, right? In CFA there might be other softwares like Bloomberg or whatever. There might multiple scenario generator and everything, right? So all of those things are important. You need to know coding in Python, right? Coding in R. So these are not taught in your book, and that you have to develop on your own so that you can do well, right? So that's it. I believe this is a new type of video I kind of created, and let's see if you guys like this video, then we can do more. And of course, please leave the comment, please leave comment for anything. And if you are interested to record videos for this channel, especially if you are a female, that's what my marketing team tells me, that if a female is doing this, then there will be more engagement in this channel, right? So that's how our mentality operates. That's not my thought process though. But yeah, that's it. See you in future videos.